If you see this pattern, we have a 3 double crochet here, and then we keep increasing the gap between the 3 double crochets. These gaps form a shape of a flower. We are going to start with row 1. Make a chain of 15, row 1, chain 1, single crochet in the second stitch, 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches, chain of 3, skip 3 stitches. In the 4th stitch, do double crochet, do 2 double crochets in the next 2 stitches, make a chain of 3, skip 3 stitches here. In the last 3 stitches, do 3 single crochets. We are moving to the row 2 now. We are going to do just 2 single crochets in the beginning and the end, so that the chain 3s move towards the left and towards the right. We're going to introduce 3 double crochets over the chain of 3s and separate these 2 by 1 single chain. Row 2, chain 1, single crochet in the same stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, chain of 3. In this chain of 3 in the previous row, do 3 double crochets, chain 1. This chain separates the 3 double crochets that we're going to do. In the next chain of 3 in the previous row, do 3 double crochets, chain of 3, 2 single crochets in the last 2 stitches. In the coming rows, we are going to increase this gap between these 2 set of double crochets. In row 3, we are going to end these single crochets. We'll not have any more single crochets. We'll replace the single crochets with double crochets as borders. And in the middle, these 2 double crochet blocks will be separated by a double crochet. Row 3, chain of 6. In this chain of 3 in the previous row, do 3 double crochets, a chain of 3. In this gap between the 2 blocks of double crochets, we'll do a double crochet, again a chain of 3. In this chain 3 gap, do 3 double crochets, chain 3, double crochet in the last stitch. In row 4, we're going to start the single crochets in the middle. Row 4, chain 3, 3 double crochets in the last stitch, chain 3, in the gap between these 2 chain of 3, we have a double crochet here. We are going to do a single crochet in this gap over here. The next single crochet would be over this double crochet, and the third single crochet would be in this gap after this double crochet. Chain 3, do 3 double crochets in this chain 3 space, and end it with a double crochet. In the fifth row, we have 5 single crochets in the middle. This is the middle row. Row 5, chain of 3, double crochet in the same stitch, chain 3, in this gap where you started the single crochet, in this gap have a single crochet, single crochets over all the 3 single crochets, and single crochet in this gap here. So you have all 5 single crochets. Now make a chain of 3, and in the last stitch do 2 double crochets. That's your middle row. Until now we were increasing the flower in a V shape. Now we need to start decreasing the flower in an inverted V shape. We are going to do 3 single crochets again in the middle of the flower. Row 6, chain of 3. In this chain 3 gap, do 3 double crochets, chain 3, skip 1 stitch here. In the next 3 stitches do 3 single crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets in this chain of 3 gap, double crochet in the last stitch. In row 7 we are going to have just a double crochet in the middle, and we are not going to do any more single crochets. This is the same row as we did here. I think this was the row 3. Chain 6, 3 double crochets here, chain of 3. In this middle single crochet do a double crochet, chain of 3. In this chain 3 space do 3 double crochets, chain 3, and a double crochet in the last stitch. Row 8, which is this row, is the same as the second row, where we had 2 single crochets in the beginning and we had 3 blocks of double crochets separated by a single chain. Row 8, chain 1, a single crochet in the same stitch and a single crochet in the next stitch. This is the same as row 2. Chain of 3, 3 double crochets in this chain 3 space, chain 1, and 3 double crochets in the next chain 3 space, chain 3, and 2 double single crochets in the last stitch. Row 9, which is the last row, chain 1, single crochets above these 2 single crochets and single crochets in this space. This is the same as row 1, chain of 3, 3 double crochets in this chain 1 space here, chain of 3, single crochet in this space here, crochet in over the next 2 single crochets. and your flower is ready. It's beautiful.